All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So today is January 9th, 2021, and this is a group call with Zoda.com. All right. So how this call is going to go is we can jump right in. If this is your first time hopping onto these coaching calls, welcome. Always happy to have you here. And we host these calls once every Saturday night, Eastern Standard Time, and you can schedule your call at our community. All right. So if you have a question, simply type question in the chat box and you will get unmuted. And when you ask a question, please try to be specific. So we recommend this following format. Your current situation is X, your desired situation is Y, and your question is Z. All right. And at the end, we will conclude a goal setting workshop to hold each other accountable for next week. So make sure you stick until the end if you want to join. All right. So if you have a question, just simply type it in the chat box and we will unmute you. All right, let's start with Josh.
Hey, Chester.
Hey, Josh, how's it going? Yeah, I did receive your email in the course map, and do you have any questions about that?
Yeah, so just kind of wanted to get a little bit of feedback on the mission statement I sent you in my email, and then kind of some feedback / direction on what I've kind of developed so far in the course.
Okay, sure. So I've had a look at the mapping your course worksheet that you sent me. So here it is on the screen, and I think that in general, I really like what you're doing. Your niche definitely targeting doctors that are wanting to start their own online practice. Is that correct?
Yes, not an online practice, but their own private practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think when it comes to your mapping your course outline, I really like it. I especially like the how you go from like the general bird's eye view and then zoom in into the specific details on the budgeting, the facilities, the staffing, and step by step, and so on and so forth. So I think this definitely makes sense. Have you conducted your PMF survey yet?
No, that's the next step. I think, and that was going to be one of my next questions. Is in the module that discussed that. I think I just need help. Is there a link or something that shows how to help create the survey, or is that in resources?
Oh, we've already created the template for you, and you can just make a copy and replace my questions, adapt them for your own niche. Yeah.
And is that found in the resources section?
Yep, it's a Google form.
Okay, I gotta go find that then.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the next step.
Yeah. Do you have any further questions about this this worksheet?
Not this worksheet. If you think that's a pretty good start, then I'm okay moving forward with the survey. And then you also got my mission statement there? I think I just put what it was in the email. It wasn't an attachment. I just put it in the email that I sent you.
Oh, hold on a second.
Just to make sure that kind of is concise enough. I felt like it was pretty long.
All right. All right. So your mission statement is, I help medical professionals get autonomy without the fear of failure by teaching them the step-by-step business fundamentals of opening and running a successful private practice. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a good starting point, to be honest. It is a bit long, but don't worry, because once you've conducted your PMF survey, you can simply adapt it based on what your prospects tell you. So let me just paste this in a text document so everybody can see this. All right. All right. So when you finally start to conduct a PMF survey, you will find that the words that your prospects are going to use might be different from the words that you might use. So for example, when you say autonomy, maybe you'll realize that, hey, some of your prospects are going to like prefer to use the word freedom or avoid bureaucratic tasks, or their pain points are going to be different from the ones you anticipate. So you can simply plug and play them based on whatever responses they give you in your survey.
Okay, that
Does it
makes
make
sense.
sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but so far your mission statement makes sense. It is a bit long, but you can adapt it as you go along.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good. Yeah. So my next step is then forming the survey and starting to get some feedback.
Yep, 100%.
Thank you.
All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, I'm great. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, Ryan, you're next.
Is there any headphones there?
Hey, yeah, so do you want me to read my question or?
Oh, sure. I'll just bring it up on screen. So you're on week 2, and you have a question about the course pricing. So during our one-on-one call, we were discussing a price if it is just a course, and then a different higher price if it just the course with a one-on-one call and consultation with you. Would it be better to sell the course at the higher price and then include the call as a bonus, or to sell at the lower price and use Kajabi's upsell feature to add on the one-on-one call after they purchase the course, and then also have a separate transaction for people wanting a consult later that did not purchase one? Right. So have you conducted your PMF survey yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and how many responses have you gotten?
I got 82 responses.
Oh, wonderful. And you've built out your entire website and your Infinity funnel already?
I've built up all of it except for the video. I was going to record that sometime this week. I'm still waiting on my S corp to be official, so that I can get a bank account with Stripe and all of that stuff to launch. But kind of, I was just wondering, from your perspective, is it better to sell it as like a higher priced course with like a bonus one-on-one session included? Because with my my course of helping medical students and recent graduates get out of debt and manage their finances, it's kind of a more personal topic. So I think that there will be one-on-one conversations that people will want to have. And so I wasn't sure if it was better to sell it at the higher price with the consults included, like one consult included, or if it's better to just sell the course and then people can like buy a consult separately, or
Uh-huh.
or like that type of thing. And and if they wanted like a second consult, should that be like an hourly rate or a rate for another consult, or kind of how that would how you recommend I do that? Because that kind of affects how I finish the infinity funnel. Like I noticed that there's you can just set the one price, or you can use the upsell feature where you sell the price and then after they check out, then you can put something else up, and then they can add that on to their purchase. And just kind of from your experience, what you thought would work better.
Okay, sure. So how much are you planning on starting the price without the call?
So I looked up my notes from the last time we spoke, and I think we said we were going to do, you recommend $9.97 without the call. And then you recommended like an upgrade, like with the call and everything, is $19.97.
Okay. So you mentioned you had 82 responses. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So you should get at least you should probably get 3 customers from just that
Okay.
just the first batch. Okay, so for your first customers, I would actually recommend doing the one call included in the offer. And the reason I say that is because in the beginning, especially with your first quote unquote cohort of students, what you're
Mhm.
essentially what you're trying to optimize for is number one, your proof of concept. So if people are actually paying you money, then that means that, hey, your idea, your product market fit, it's all on point. And this is something that the market actually wants. This is number one. Number two, you're also optimizing for your own product, right? So you want to create a course that can actually help these people. And in the beginning, what you want to optimize for is feedback. So by hopping on these one-on-one calls, whether you're charging them an extra 1,000, or whether you're not charging them, I think that alone would be, if you have the capacity to do that, that would be very beneficial for you as the course creator when it comes to creating your course content. Because imagine all the feedback that you get from these one-on-one calls. Your students are going to tell you, hey, they're stuck on this point. Hey, I want more of this. I want less of that. And that's going to really help you when it comes to creating a product that can actually get people results and change their lives and deliver
Okay.
on the promise that you have for them. When it comes to answering your question specifically, with regards to the price, I would start off at 997, and I would just throw that one-on-one call in there as well. Eventually, after
Okay.
you've gotten, let's say, your first batch of 5 customers, then I would opt for 2 different offers. So one offer, which is exactly as you described. So the primary offer would be 997 for the course, and you can use the upsell feature in Kajabi to add a bonus one-on-one call for the 1997. And how many one-on-one calls would you add on top of this upsell?
Like how many calls could they have?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think $1,000 for the one-on-one calls kind of steep. I would probably, maybe do 500 and like maybe 1 or 2 calls.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd say that's a good move. Yeah. But that's something you can reconsider after you've gotten your first batch of customers. That's what I would recommend.
Okay. So kind of get started first and then kind of scale up after that,
Yeah,
just to do the proof of concept and everything that you're talking about.
yeah, 100%. And when you're first getting started, it's mostly just to get your first few customers and make sure you're cash flow positive. And that's why I would just start simple, to be honest. And then you can start adding these different features, different offers once you start scaling.
Okay, that sounds good. And then the other question that I had is it good to have like a original value price and a buy today price as like a discount, or just the price is what it is?
Mm-hmm. Um, but what exactly do you have in mind?
So like um, like I was thinking of listing, like like when you purchase this course, you have the value of lifetime access to this teaching, a community of like-minded students to share with, access to me through the community, and a bonus 60-minute one-on-one conversation. This is valued at $2,500, but if you purchase today, you can get it for $997.
Mm-hmm. And how do you plan to set that up?
I was just gonna like put all of that in the video part, and then have the checkout be the $997, or alternatively, it would probably be a little bit more complicated, but I could even have like a coupon code or something that discounts the code or discounts the course when they go to the shopping cart.
Okay, I think your first solution is gonna work. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's gonna work.
Okay. That's what I thought.
That's good. Do you have anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's it.
All right, wonderful. So, Cheryl, you're next.
Yes. So I was wondering if you could take a look at our mapping the course that I have. I could share my screen. I didn't, is there a place that we should be uploading this to normally?
Oh, normally when you join, when you schedule this group call, there's a little
Okay,
box, I believe, where you could post all your Google Drive links. But don't
okay,
worry, I'll see if I can
got it. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so, all right, let me share.
Do you know how to share your screen on your end? All right, great.
Should be able to see it now, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the mission statement that we have here on the top. I help clinicians get the confidence to treat and manage patients who have complicated and sensitive issues, such as victims of sexual and child abuse, without fear of knowing what the steps are, without jeopardizing their potential case. So
Okay.
basically, what we're trying to do is teach clinicians how to deal with sexual assault victims / some like sexual child abuse cases without having the formal training and knowing how to address them, because there's not always a trained person available. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this was I mean, I think that we did this correctly. This was our introduction.
Mm-hmm.
It's about us. Let me know if I'm going too fast.
Okay, keep going down.
And then this was where we had the first question, like what specifically, I just need like an idea of what you meant by these action items, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, gotcha. So let's see. Could you scroll up a little bit? Okay. Okay, scroll down a little bit. Uh, a bit down, a bit down. All right, that's good. All right, so just so I have a better idea of where you are in terms of the 4-step system, have you completed you've completed week 2 yet?
No, we've completed week 1.
Okay, gotcha. So when it comes to the action items, this is going to become clearer in week 3 when we start actually talking about building the online course. So at this juncture, if you're still on week 1, then the biggest priority is just to get started and to have a general overview of how you're going to map out your online course. Eventually, this is something that's going to be adapted. You're going to start changing when you start conducting the PMF survey, like our other clients have already in week 2. You're going to get you're going to get a wealth of knowledge and a lot of data from the market that you can later on use to adapt your own course outline. All right. So when it comes to the action items, I wouldn't stress too much about them right now.
Okay.
This exercise is mostly just for you to get a roadmap and get it clear in your own head what you are essentially going to create. All right. But to also answer your question, when it comes to the action items, what this basically means is that these are essential steps that your student must follow before they can level up or proceed in your program. So
I see. So go ahead.
sure. So based on the screen I'm looking at right now, it seems like, all right, so let's say Step 2 is how to approach a patient who has just been sexually assaulted. And one of the action items might be to obtain the consent, to assess the timeline, and maybe you're going to give them a worksheet or maybe just a checklist for your students to follow, right? So one of their action items might be to practice that checklist or to practice that script. These are just ideas off my head, right? Just so you
Okay.
have an idea. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And then should I keep going down?
Sure. Yeah. How long is your program?
That is a great question. I don't, Glenda, did you have any?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good.
Good. So, in terms of this, I'm assuming when you say how long the program is, you mean how many hours or how many days? Like when you say how long the program,
Oh, how many modules?
oh, how many modules? So it's really going to be depending how far we want to go with this, because the program originally could take 5 days, and obviously we're not going to do that. So we have to figure out when we are going to actually cut. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be more, definitely at least 10 to 12 modules. It could probably go up to 15.
Okay.
And it also depends on how far we want to go with this, because this entails a huge amount of information. It's not only it's not only, you know, teaching, it's a clinical hands-on, and it's a lot of teaching, didactic and clinical. So it just depends how far we want to go with it. And that's something that I guess Michelle will have to determine.
Okay. Gotcha. So your students are going to be doing live sessions with you as well?
They're
I
not
think
going
it
to be doing
depends, yeah.
it depends. They can do live sessions, or it could just be basically kind of doing like adding PowerPoints so they can actually see you know, see the skill set.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It really depends on how long your course really needs to be. There's no like
Right.
real right or wrong answer how short or how long it is. As
Right.
long as you can deliver the promise that you're giving your students, then you're good to go.
Right. From just your experience, how in terms of people retaining information and learning, what is your advice in terms of the number of modules that should be in something like this, where you don't want to, you know, do too much where someone starts to get bored, but you want to give enough information? What's your recommendation?
So everyone's course idea and everyone's niche is a bit different. So there's no
Right.
real blanket answer that I could give you. Really, it's how as short as possible. Most people, they want to get the result that they're looking for in the shortest, smoothest, most frictionless amount of time as possible. And one thing that I also discussed in week 1 of the program is developing a minimum viable course. Do you remember that slide?
Yes.
Yeah, sort. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you first start out, you want to make sure that you build out the minimum viable course, which is the most bare bones that is necessary in order to deliver on that transformation for your student. So you want to eliminate as much of the fluff as possible while keeping your content essentially as dense and as action packed as possible, whatever that might mean for your mission statement.
Okay.
But right now you're telling me it's 14 modules, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be like 14 modules, 12 to 14.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it
how
just have to be broken up a little bit further.
Yeah.
gotcha. And how long would each module be? in terms of hours?
I mean, I don't see it going no more past than 30 minutes.
Okay, then in that case, that's definitely a reasonable length. That's around 7 hours of content. That's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Thank you.
thanks.
All right. All right. Does anyone else have any questions? Just feel free to type it in the chat box. I'm happy to continue. All right. Well, so Cheryl, you asked, what is the cost after the first 28 days for you guys?
Right. So if I remember correctly, in the community, the
Yes.
first 28 days you said was free or included in your after that.
Oh, do you mean my program?
Correct.
Oh, it's a one-time payment. You guys are covered for the rest
Oh,
of the. Yeah, you get lifetime access to everything. But when it comes
okay.
to when it comes to Kajabi, which is the online platform that we're using, this is basically what's going to host your online course. As far as I know, you actually haven't launched your subscription yet, so you're still eligible to the 28-day trial when you start building out your website. This is going to make sense in week 2 of the program, so don't even worry about it.
Okay. Great.
All right, any further questions? If not, then we can move on to the goal setting workshop. All right, so let me share my screen. All right, so I always like to end these sessions with a short and sweet goal setting workshop. So we recommend the following because you are more likely to achieve your goals when you set them clearly and you announce them and you share them. And we recommend this following format. So for example, hey, I'm Dr. Zoda. I'm a emergency physician from Hong Kong, and I joined this program to learn X in order to get Y. And so far, you can tell me more about what you thought about the program so far and which week you're in, and you're looking forward to what you plan to achieve in the next week. All right, so we'll just go back in the same order in which we asked the questions. So let's start off with Josh.
All right, can you hear me? I was having some issue with my microphone a minute ago.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So hi, I'm Dr. Josh Waltzman. I am a plastic surgeon from California, and I joined this program to build a course to help other doctors open up their medical professionals, I guess, open up their own private practice, just as I did. And to, I guess, the desired goal would be to have freedom and autonomy in your own medical practice. So far, oh, and also to teach business skills that I don't think people get in traditional medical education. And so far, I'm having a really good time just kind of thinking about all the things that I've had to personally do over the last, 5-6 years, and kind of get it down on paper. I've finished week 1. I'm like in the middle of week 2 modules, and I'm looking forward to this week getting the survey out and starting to collect some data and refine my course idea.
All right, sounds wonderful. All right, next we have Ryan.
Hi, I am Ryan. I am a family medicine physician from Colorado. I joined the program to learn how to build a course on helping medical students, residents, and attendings get free from debt and get their finances in order. And so far, I think this has been a really good program to hold me accountable to getting it done, getting the course out there, learning step by step how to get it done. This week and probably over the next week, depending on my time, I hope to film the video for the website and get the funnel up and running and get my first students.
Perfect. All right, next we have Cheryl and Glenda.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Madden. I'm a PA from Long Island, New York. I'm specialized in sexual assault forensic examinations at in the borough of Queens in New York City. So we joined this program to essentially, teach providers, new residents, new ER, PAs, doctors, NPs, just to kind of get comfortable with treating a sexual assault patient without jeopardizing their call. So far, we did exactly what you saw earlier, but we're definitely looking forward to, just moving forward. And Ryan had a good point, accountability, just to kind of get this done. This is something that we've wanted to do for a while and just never kind of did it.
All right, that sounds great. And Cheryl, I definitely recommend maybe starting next week, you can move on to week 2 of the program, because when you start conducting the PMF survey, that's when things can really, that's when you really push the snowball off the hill, when things actually start getting into the action. Okay.
Great.
All right, wonderful. So that's the end of our session, and I'll see you guys in the community. And if you have any questions, simply drop them in the community and I'll do my best to answer them as well. All right, take care and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys next week.